Auburn University is a special place. Not only is it a place that gives students an exceptional education, it becomes home, a place in which we are forever connected. Here, we share our highest highs, and we support each other during our lowest lows. And that is one of the many things that makes Auburn so special. It becomes home to our students. It becomes family to all of us. When anyone in our family experiences a loss, we all feel it deeply because we are forever connected by a shared experience that is Auburn University. We all know our time on earth is fleeting and it's precious. And for everyone in the Auburn family, time spent at Auburn University is extraordinary. A somber reminder for all of us of the ones that we remember, the ones we've lost. The Dash is a poem by Linda Ellis. It reminds us how meaningful the experiences that make up our life are. I want to share the first 3 passages from that poem. I read of a man who stood to speak at a funeral of a friend. He referred to the dates on the tombstone from the beginning to the end. He noted that first came the date of birth and spoke the following date with tears. But he said what mattered most of all was the dash between those years. For the dash represents all the time they spent alive on this earth, and now only those who love them know what that little line is worth. Ellis writes about the experience we all have when we go through loss. The realization everyone's life is comprised of 3 things: the bookends at our beginning and at our end, those left behind that were touched by our lives, and finally, the dash between the bookends. The dash is our actual lives. It's our triumphs, our losses, our family, and our friends. Our experiences that add up to our life. The length of that dash is unpredictable, but each person's dash represents an impact that can never be replaced. I've always heard people say that losing a child is the greatest tragedy you can face. While I cannot imagine the burden you carry, I do want you to know that Auburn is here to help carry that weight, to find your soul's wellness, to live every day to honor this Auburn man and this Auburn woman's legacy here at Auburn University. Your student is forever part of Auburn University. They are part of the dash for every person in this room. Thank you for sharing them with us, and thank you for allowing us to honor both of them here today. Please join me in a moment of silence to remember Noah and Will. Thank you. I will now turn the ceremony over to Zach Graham, the president of the Black Student Union, who will read the Auburn Creed.
I believe that this is a practical world and that I can count only on what I earn. Therefore, I believe in work, hard work. I believe in education, which gives me the knowledge to work wisely and trains my minds and my hands to work skillfully. I believe in honesty and truthfulness, without which I cannot win the respect and confidence of my fellow men. I believe in a sound mind, in a sound body and spirit that is not afraid, and in clean sports that develop these qualities. I believe in obedience to law because it protects the rights of all. I believe in the human touch, which cultivates sympathy with my fellow men and mutual helpfulness and brings happiness for all. I believe in my country because it is a land of freedom and because it is my own home, and that I can best serve that country by doing justly, loving mercy, and walking humbly with my God. And because Auburn men and women believe in these things, I believe in Auburn and love it.
Thank you, Zach. As we consider the words of the Auburn Creed, We fondly remember the lives of the loved ones we have lost, grieved, and will continue to grieve in the days and months to come. The Creed is treasured by all in the Auburn family because it offers a simple guide to living well. It personifies the moments that make up the dashes between our bookends. One of the most cited lines in the Creed is as follows: "I believe in the human touch, which cultivates sympathy with my fellow men." We are fortunate to be a part of the Auburn family because we live by this principle. Our connections are strong, and our love for our Auburn family is true. Our love for each other creates sympathy for our fellow men and women and causes us to hurt so deeply when faced with their loss. Today, we treasure our memories of Noah and Will. We reflect on the special, unique individuals they were and celebrate how their unique paths helped shape the whole of the Auburn family. To the students we have lost, we are here to remember and memorialize you today. You can only know how much we wish we could see you again. Thank you for leaving us with a legacy to celebrate. To the families and loved ones of those we remember today, while we cannot feel the depths of the pain of your loss, please find comfort in knowing our hearts are always with you in compassion. They lived, they loved, they may have traveled far or stayed at home, but we shared moments of triumph and pain while they were with us. In some way, we were all a part of their highest highs and their lowest lows. And for each of us, that is truly special. Each of them has contributed to our lives, and we will treasure them always. Thank y'all.
At this time, we're going to do the flower ceremony, so I invite the loved ones of Noah and Will to come to the front of the stage by the table with the flowers. I'm going to read a little passage and then we'll start. The spirits of these students continue to live on at Auburn University, even though they are not physically with us today. The white flowers before us represent each one of these students. As I read each student's name, their loved one will move one flower from the student's bouquet into the large orange and blue bouquet to signify their lasting impact on Auburn University and, more importantly, on the Auburn family. Noah Kennedy. Will Romanowski. Let these flowers remind us that although that Noah and Will are not with us in the physical presence today, they will continue to live on in our hearts, on our campus, and in the Auburn family. Thank you.
What is Auburn? Far be it from me to try and answer that question. There are as many definitions of Auburn as there are Auburn men and Auburn women. It would be safe to say, however, that Auburn is much more than a football game. It's much more than winning or losing. It's a spirit, it's an attitude, it's a way of looking at life and looking at one another. It's almost a way of living. Unless you have experienced it, you will never know what it is. You will never understand it. Once you have experienced it, you will never be the same. A part of you will forever and always be an Auburn man or an Auburn woman.
On the rolling plains of Dixie, 'neath the sun-kissed sky, proudly stands our alma mater, banner high.
We here at Auburn University will continue to remember the lives of Noah and Will. Their impact on our campus, we thank you for sharing that with us. We will always be here with you. And there's something that we want to make sure that you understand. Noah and Will always be members of the Auburn family, and so will each one of you. Never forget that, as we will never forget the impact that Noah and Will has had on our campus, our lives, and our dash. So thank you for that. Thank you for everyone for joining us tonight to remember these two students and honor these two students and their legacy here at Auburn University. With that, thank you, and this concludes our ceremony.